This is Unit 1 Outcome 4. First question is asking us to simplify. The first part, I've got a single bracket. So all I do is multiply the term outside the bracket by each one inside the bracket. So m times 5m is 5m squared, and m times n is mn. So I get 5m squared minus mn. Second one is a double bracket. What I need to remember is I'm taking each term in the first bracket and multiplying it by each term in the second bracket. So we'll work with the p first. P times p is p squared, and p times negative 1 is minus p. So now I'm done with my p. Now I take my second term, which is negative 3, and I multiply it by each of the terms in the second bracket. So negative 3 times p is minus 3p. Negative 3 times negative 1 is plus 3. And that's me multiplied it out. Now I'm going to tidy it up, and I can see that I've got two p terms in the middle, so they're the ones that I'm going to tidy up. So p squared stays, and I've got negative p minus 3p. So I've got minus 4p plus 3. Okay, the next question is factorising. And remember, there's a priorities for factorising. First thing we've always got to look for is a common factor. So are there any numbers that appear in both terms or letters that appear in both terms? In this case, they both have a t. So I'm going to take that out as a common factor, and I'm going to find out what's inside the brackets by saying t times what gives me t squared. That's t times t. And t times what gives me 4t. It's plus 4. I'm just going to double check inside the brackets that I can't factorise it further. It's not a difference of two squares, and it's not a trinomial, so I'm finished. For b, I am just going to multiply this one out because I don't think it's a very good question. So I've got a squared minus 25. 5 squared is 25. First thing I'm looking for is a common factor. Now there's no common factor in these. I've got a's in the first term, no a's in the second term, and I've got 25 in the second term, no 25 in the first term. It is a difference of two squares, and I can tell that because this term is squared and 25 is a square number, and I've got subtraction in the middle. So I just use my rules for the difference of two squared, where I take the first term and say what's the square root? Well, that's a. A times a would give me a squared. And then I look at my second term and I square root that. In this case 5, because 5 times 5 would give me 25. I have one term with one bracket with a plus and one with a minus. That's the difference of two squares. And the third question is asking us to factorise x squared plus 2x minus 15. Again, I check in the right order. There's no common factor. There's an x in the first two terms, but not in the third, so it's not common. It's not difference of two squares, it is in fact a trinomial. And we know that for these, I need to find two numbers that would multiply to give me 15 and add to give me 2. So what I'm going to do at the side is I'm just going to write down my factors of 15. And I'm going to say which of those could give me 2, and I can see that it's the 3 and the 5. I need to have a positive 2, and I know that to get negative 15, one of these is going to be positive and one of them is going to be negative. And it's got to be this way round, and let's just double check. Negative 3 times positive 5 would give me negative 15. Negative 3 plus 5 would give me positive 2. So I've got the right numbers, so I just need to pop the x's in, because x times x gives me my x squared, and I've got a -3 and a +5. And that's the end of outcome 4.